What up? This is Caroline with the CWC podcast, where we believe that life without your favorite foods is not worth living. I'm going to be talking a lot about my journey to food freedom, and of course I will always keep it real by sharing the good, the bad, and of course the ugly. This is Pooh Bear, and he is my husband for forever now. We have been together for 150 million years. We're going to tell our story. I might let you tell the story.
I'm just filling in the gaps.
No, you're going to tell the story of how we met, because that was my first question that I received. We received more questions for this episode than I have on any other episode, which kind of shocked me because I don't know. I just didn't think people...
Why?
Because I didn't...
I'm wonderful.
Oh, God. So we could stop recording right now, and that would sum up my husband. Like, he's perfect. No one needs to, no other people need to apply. He knows everything. If you have a question, he has the answer. So I want you to I want to hear this. This is going to be good.
What?
I want you to tell the story of how we met from your perspective. Because, of course, I have my own perspective, but...
I know how old we were.
We were 17 when we met. Or 16.
Yeah, 16.
16.
One of my friends was dating one of your friends.
Yeah, and so they introduced us,
Yeah.
or she did.
You magically appeared.
I mean, I was like the magical unicorn of his life.
Didn't know it yet.
I did.
Oh.
He didn't. And I'm sure that this story would go like this with any couple. Like, the woman can remember like what she was wearing and what date they did whatever, and the husband's like, sure. But I really did... I guess I had an agenda. Not at first, because
Calculated.
because when I first met him, I was like, he is so incredibly arrogant. I don't even want to look him in the eye. But that kind of grew on me because I realized how sweet he was. Not long after we were hanging out, so we weren't dating or anything. I was just kind of going over there and getting drunk and passing out on his couch. He had his own house in high school, so I would go over there to party, and I got hammered. And
6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
It was not. Was it that? Or?
Yes.
Was it really?
That's why you got kicked out.
So then one night, I guess he woke me up. I don't even know what time it was, and was like, if you're just going to come over here and fall asleep on my couch, then you just need to go somewhere else. And I was like, fine. So I got up and stormed out, and I don't even remember.
Stumbled out.
I don't even remember where I went that night. But I tried leaving. I think I did.
Probably slept in your car.
I probably did. And I'm not even joking. I probably slept in my car. But I don't even remember what happened after that. I don't remember all the details. But we started dating sometime around 3 or 4 months later, I think. And God, I'm trying to remember all this. We dated... And then we took a break because I was crazy as fuck. And he was like, I can't take this. You are on another level. Just with the drinking. And I've talked about this in previous episodes of me drinking back in the day. It just was not good for anybody. It was no fun. So we kind of went our separate ways. But I was like, no, I'm going to get back over there somehow. So I just started showing up. And with my friends, I think I took my cousin over there at one point, and we just would show up and party and kind of weaseled my way back into his good graces. Knocked a couple girls off the way as I was coming back around.
So I guess I wasn't that bad after all, huh?
No, you weren't that bad. I don't know what it was. I don't even know how to explain it. What, not instantly, but after time, drew me to him. And once I had my sights set, I was like, we're going to be together and I'm going to marry him. And so that's kind of, not what happened immediately, but we moved in, or I moved in. Didn't I? At that old house? Yeah. It was a half move. I didn't fully move in.
Well, from 11 o'clock on, you moved in.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, I guess I would get called late at night for a booty call. We'll just call it what it is. It was a booty call. And I literally remember being in
Committed.
bed. And he would call at like it wasn't even 11. It was later than that.
Maybe.
And I'd freaking roll out of bed and drive over there like an idiot at, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning. But here we are. So
Oh.
anyway, so that's kind of how we met. Okay, so I kind of want to go in chronological order here. I have Taco Bell days. People want to know how you handled my Taco Bell days, but I think we got to first say how he proposed to me. So it's a good story, and we have to tell it. It's part of our story. So I want you to tell the story. What was I doing? Don't tell me you don't remember this.
No, it wasn't what you were doing. I got stuck there. I couldn't decide between 2 rings.
Yes.
So I gave up.
And then?
Came to Hooters.
So I was working at Hooters as a Hooter girl, and he showed up in the middle of my shift. Like, it was a lunch shift, so you have tables. Like, you can't just, I guess I did, but like I had like 3 or 4 tables I was waiting on, and he showed up and was like, I need Caroline for an hour or so. And my manager was like, go get dressed and you're gonna go with him for an hour. And I was like, something's up, because you would not let me transfer all these tables to someone else for me to leave for an hour in the middle of like a busy lunch break. And so I think I had like a jacket and pants or shorts. They didn't cover up. You could see my Hooter leggings.
Perfect.
You could see my little pouch. Took me to the Israel Diamond Supply, and I was like, oh my God, I was like super excited that it was happening, but I was like, oh my God, I have my Hooters uniform on, and I'm about to walk into a nice ring place as a Hooter girl. Like, they're gonna be able to see my tights and my shoes, and I was like, fuck it, YOLO, who cares? I'm so excited. So we went inside, and he had 2 rings picked out that he couldn't decide between, and like I immediately looked at both of them and was like, I know which one I want. So I actually have it. I wore my ring today since I'm not going to the gym, but I immediately knew which one it was. And so that was our proposal. It was very special.
You're welcome.
I'll never forget it. That's for damn sure. Did you say you're welcome?
Yep.
Oh my God. Thanks, Pooh Bear. Okay, so my sister said, how does he put up with you? Which we'll get into that. Let's talk about my Taco Bell days. I want to know, I don't even know, honestly, that I've ever asked him this question. I talk about it till I'm blue in the face to you guys, but I don't know that I've ever point blank asked him what he thought about my Taco Bell days. First of all, you got
carried away.
It got carried away.
Secretive.
I was hiding food.
Yeah. The drive-thru guys knew you.
The drive-thru guys knew me. What did you think when I was doing that? Like, what thoughts were going through your head?
I think I was too busy. Mm-hmm. I was working.
He was working and I wasn't working. I still don't know why I was unemployed at age 24, but I don't know. Like, I don't know why.
That was my sun up, sundown, 6 days a week.
Doubletree? No?
I was mowing.
No.
Yes.
Were you really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. So he was working all day long, and I was waking up.
Secretly going to the hot spot.
Driving to my hot spot.
Yeah.
Taco Bell, coming home, eating, falling asleep on the couch, and then I would be still laying on the couch by the time he got home from work. I don't know how you put up with that phase of my life. I really don't.
You were hiding it well.
I really was, and I talk about that a little bit of how I hid the habit. I think a lot of the times he didn't even know, because I would just put it under trash in the trash can and hide it. It's so embarrassing. But that's what I did, and that's kind of the point I knew there was something wrong with it, because I was like, this isn't normal behavior. Like, I shouldn't be eating it this often and then having to hide it from my husband. So
how many times a week do you think you?
Every day.
Multiple times.
Every day. There was I didn't skip a day. It was a lot.
Thanks.
How proud are you right now? It was every day for a long time. Yeah. I don't even know what happened after. I think that was when I started to put on weight.
Was that the bandana days?
That was the bandana days. Gaucho.
No.
gaucho slash like big baggy t-shirt slash I had, and I don't know why, but I fucking added a bandana to the little repertoire. And I mean, it was, hey,
I was committed.
You still loved it, so I don't really want to hear it. But yeah, that is when I started gaining weight, obviously. And I saw a picture of myself, and I've talked about this in the past. I saw a picture of myself, and I was like, oh my God, I don't look like that. And him and my sister were like, yeah, you do. And I was like, well, I don't want to look like that. So I started like fad dieting like a crazy person. And then, could never stick with anything because I love food. So I kept always just going back to like junk food. And I'm trying to think of where I want to go with this. Trying to answer some of the questions, but I always want to go.
Nice plan.
I know, right? All right, fuck it. I'm going to just speed up a little bit because I feel like I'm trying to skim everything, and I don't need to skim everything. So I do want to talk a little bit about right before I started my transformation, because I feel like that is when I was like circling the drain. I had postpartum depression after I had Bryn. I was drinking heavily. It wasn't just eating. And that was kind of like that culmination of like, I have to have a change kind of to save like my family, my life. Like I was out of control, and part of it was because of the hormones and everything. But I want to talk a little bit about that because that was like the decision that I made to start training and changing something that kind of led me to like where we're sitting and talking about this right now. So what did you think about when I was like going through all of that?
Probably like everyone else, you doubted the whole process.
What? Like
going to the gym, scared. And I warned you, once you got committed to the gym, it was became a habit pretty easily.
And he had been working out for a while. Like he had always worked out. And so he was he didn't care about like my body. He was like, I just want you to stop drinking. So he was basically trying to like, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to start working out. You'll feel, because I was like, I don't want to fucking do this. I don't want to go to the gym. I hate the gym. You like the gym. I don't. And he was like, I know, but once you just get in there long enough and you start feeling better and then you start noticing actual physical changes, you're going to want to keep going. And I remember him saying that my first 3 months.
You were trying to run or do something.
Yeah. Yeah, he had already encouraged me to like get in the gym and like change up what I was doing. Because I would just go to the track and run till I was...
For 2 weeks before we went on vacation and call it fit.
That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what every woman on this planet does. Well, not every woman, but a lot of us do. That we just 2 weeks before we have a big event, that's what we do, because that's what we've been programmed to think. That's the only thing that works. Just run, don't eat, or don't eat carbs or whatever it is. So that's what I was doing for forever. And then when I signed up, it was a very... I didn't think I was going to do it. I really didn't, because I had stuck with nothing else prior. So why was this going to be any different? So I didn't really even go into it with like, okay, this is going to be like, change my life. I was like, I don't want to fucking work. Like, but I know I kind of have to make a change at this point. And if this is going to help me stop drinking, I'll do it. So, I stuck with that program. Of course, went all in. I cheated a little here and there, but for the most part, I stuck with it. I was working out every day, 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day.
Chicken 4 times a day.
That wasn't that part yet. I wasn't eating that much. Remember, I was eating like a grapefruit at lunch.
That's 1,000 calories in.
Nougat bar for snack. I was eating like nothing and working my ass off in the gym. And so the weight came off naturally. And really that was kind of that point where it started going like this. And I attribute a lot of it to just stopping drinking. So I stopped. Like I did not drink when I did that. I did on my cheat meals. But I didn't get cheat meals every week. I was getting them like once every 7 weeks. And I felt so shitty after my cheat meal that I didn't even want to at that point. So I just kept going, gaining momentum and making progress. Then I started lifting and eating a lot more. And I loved how my body changed when I started doing that. I don't know, I liked the fullness. I didn't like feeling so thin anymore, and I didn't want to be skinny. I wanted to be super strong. So that is right around the time I started CWC, and I want to talk about CWC with him here because a lot of people are like, what does he think about CWC? What does he think now that like everything is so fucking public. Now, for a long time, when I used to film everything, I've done this forever. I have taken
picture.
I'm sorry, but I literally invented
picture.
Yeah.
Picture.
I fucking invented the selfie, so I don't care who tries to say they did. Like, I did. I was back in the day with my little, whatever it was, Kodiak yellow camera. We would go out and I would take like 5 cameras and take pictures with everyone, and then I would go to Walgreens and drop all of them off, and they would be like, Caroline, did you get the pictures yet? So I've been kind of like putting everything on display for a long time, so it's nothing new. But before CWC, like, I don't think he liked it. Like, there would be times where he's like, come on, like, do you have to show everything? Like, do you have to film us? Like at the house doing stuff? Like, stop. Like, give us just a minute. So, which I think is a normal, natural reaction when someone like always has a fucking camera pointed at you. And Bryn, Kyler doesn't really care, but like Bryn does not like having a camera pointed at her. She's a lot like my sister, and she gets really fucking mad. She's what?
She's me.
Yeah, she won't let me videotape her doing anything.
How many videos do you have of me?
None.
Uh-huh.
He really won't. I mean, he obliges a lot more now, but like, I don't want to answer this question for you. I feel like I'm going in that direction. I want you to answer the question of like, what do you think about CWC? What do you think about like our lives are kind of more public now, being on display with the podcast and all that?
I'm easy though. I just go with the flow.
This is like... You are...
For me though, you've taken pictures for so long, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
The transition into a business.
Well, I feel like you see the vision of the business, and this is part of it now.
Yeah, but at 6:30 or 7:30 at night, it gets old.
Yes. There's times where he's like, okay, that's enough. It's 7 o'clock at night. Like, whatever you're doing on your phone, put it away. And he's right. Needs to get better about that. It's hard, though, and he is a business owner, so you should understand it's hard to shut it off.
Yeah, but I go to bed at 7:30, 8, and then when I fall asleep, you can open your phone back up and do as you please.
He's pretty easy. Yeah, to be honest, he is. So he does. I don't think he really cares. But there is a time and a place, and sometimes it gets on his nerves, I think, at night.
But your business is booming. It's changing some lives.
Yeah. I think you're pretty proud.
Why would I not be?
I like hearing you say it.
You got a sugar mama.
Yeah, he does. He totally is a sugar mama.
That's great.
Which I just want to interject really quickly.
So I'm trying to get another camel. I just need you to...
We're going to talk about the farm animals here in a minute. So that, coming from when I talked about the alcohol and the postpartum depression, that was a time in my life where I was a stay-at-home mom during that time. And I talk openly in my book about I was not born to be a stay-at-home mom. I felt a lot of guilt for that for a long time. Why am I angry that I'm staying home? Why am I frustrated? Why do I get so irritable? And I thought I was the only one, so I never talked to anyone about it. And that made everything worse. It made the drinking worse. Because, I mean, why am I thinking like this? But now that I've talked openly about it, a lot of women feel that same way. And I think that, just embracing, that's not the type that I am. And I loved it when I went back to work. I felt really like I was contributing, and not that I wasn't contributing being a stay-at-home mom. That's
probably harder than anything else.
It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I'm not built for it. I don't know. I'm not the crafty mom. I'm not the mom that's like, let's go do a play date. I'm very introverted. I didn't want to get out and go be with other people. So, that made it really, really hard. So I struggled with that. So now being here and feeling like I'm just like, I'm really like contributing to our family, and I feel it's given me such a sense of self-confidence that it didn't exist before. I had no self-confidence, none at all. So it's made a big difference in our life, and now he has a sugar mama, so he can buy all the camels he wants. No.
Yes.
But really, we're going to get...
We had that on video now.
We're going to get... Oh, God. I didn't say anything. I didn't say you could buy all the camels. I did say that.
You just said that.
Is joking.
No.
This is not legally binding.
We signed a document before we started.
You didn't sign shit.
Over sushi. We sure did.
We did, actually. Okay. Someone said... Okay, so this is actually a really good question. Meeting at such a young age, how have you grown together over the years? How have you handled challenges that you've faced? So, obviously, 17 years old. We are now almost 40. definitely had our fair share of challenges, and I don't want to skim over. I don't want to sit here and say we have the perfect marriage and everything's great and it always has been, because that would be like a bold-faced lie. And I think this is what people really want to hear about. Like, what do you fight about? What challenges have you gone through? Because, you know, it makes us feel better about our own. What challenges have we faced?
You're crazy.
I am crazy, but I never pretend like I'm anything but. I've been very open about that. So you can't say that and have it be this big secret.
They only know a part of it.
True. But...
like, stub your toe, it might be cancer, let's amputate.
True. If something happens, I immediately think it's like death. Like, I think, why? I don't even go to like, oh, that might be a dislocation. Nope, I'm dying. Like, I've done that for a long time.
So everything's always way worse than it.
Correct. You're right.
Truly is.
I will not argue that, because he's right. So that does present challenges, because he is so motherfucking easygoing and I'm not, that there are times when he's like, would you just calm down? Like, this is not, like, stop. So, you know, when you're with someone for a very long time, like we have been, that newness of like figuring out someone's quirks, that's gone. So now he knows how I'm going to react. So he's like, he tries to stop it before I react. And I think I would too, because he's like, God, I know what's going to happen. You're going to freak out and everything's going to be fine. Like, it always is. Can't we just skip to the part that's fine? Like, can you not have a fucking freak out moment?
Let's just cut it off and get it over with.
Right?
Then we're fine.
And I'm working on that. I really am, I promise. Like, I'm not just saying I'm working on it. I am in therapy working on all of these things, because those are things that present challenges within our marriage. I want to, is there any
That's
other?
it?
No. Is there any other, what other challenges? I mean, I would say like.
I'm stubborn as shit, so.
Yeah, you're pretty fucking stubborn. You are.
But I'm pretty easy though.
Like, it's a good mixture, I would say, because a lot of the times, like, if I'm really upset about something, like, if it's going to make me happy, he'll do whatever it is to make me happy. But there are things that he puts his foot down on. And you should absolutely be able to do that.
Like what?
I forget sometimes that I'm not the only person in this relationship. That's one of my flaws. I'm very open about that. Like farm animals, like if it were up to me, I'd probably have like a little bit less, but
3.
Yes, if we're being real, like I love every animal on our, maybe not all of them. I love them, but like I have my favorites. But I would be fine with like a little bit less. And he wants more. So we're compromising on that.
So who does all the work?
He does all the work, but we had to come to an agreement on that, because I was working at CWC all day. You know, we'd get the kids, we'd come home, we'd have dinner and stuff. And then when we would do like farm work, you know, there were days where I was like, I can't do all this. I'm so tired. Like, and so we finally just sat down. He's like, okay, so what if you just like, you'll come out and pet them and do what you want when you want, and then we will do all of like the manual labor. So you don't need to come out and like worry about feeding or watering or any of that.
But you talk it up like we work 12 hours a day.
I feel like it's an adequate amount of work.
How much did we work yesterday?
Yesterday?
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I got home late.
40 minutes.
That was it?
That's it.
In the grand scheme of things, it really, especially now where we're at, it's not as much work as it was. And I get, because we have more grass, I guess, or more like usable. Because I was like, why is it so much easier at our new property? And it's just, we have an open, tons more grass, and it's not as wet and soggy and mushy. And so, and I don't know if you even want to talk about like.
Don't matter.
Okay. I was going to ask you before, and now I forgot. And now I'm thinking about it. If you want to talk about like what we went through at the old house, or no?
I gotta go there Thursday.
For what?
They're lost.
With what?
They're from California.
Nuh-uh.
They never owned a farm.
I want to talk about this now. Damn it. We're gonna
So
talk.
tomorrow 9 a.m. I'll be there.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that after we finish filming. So the farm, in a nutshell, like that is something that has presented challenges. I'm very much like, if I feel like I'm pushed at all in any new direction, I want nothing to do with anything. I'm like, just get rid of everything. Like, I'm done. I want to go lay down in the fetal position over there and just cover me up with a blanket. I don't care.
Same concept as you getting hurt or something's wrong.
Correct. He is very much like, this isn't that much extra. We'll just do it and deal with it. So the farm has presented challenges of, when we lived at our old house, it was a lot. We lived in a flood zone, and so we were constantly worried when it was going to rain, and we were constantly worried about the animals being safe. And so that was stressful a lot of the time, and I never really talked about it. And then now that we're at the new property, it's just like, it's oddly refreshing, like not worrying when it's going to rain.
Just cold weather.
Just cold weather is like our only major concern, because we want to make sure everybody just doesn't freeze out there, which I think most of them
just a zebra.
Fine. The zebra. And the donkeys, right? No.
They're good.
The cows are fine. The cows really don't give a fuck about anything. The cows, we joke. I'm like, what happens if like a tornado comes through? And he's like, I think the cows will just stand there. Like everybody else might try to seek shelter. But so for those of you who don't know, if we have any new viewers, we have cows, British white cows, Highland cows, a belted Galloway, British, what else? Hereford. We don't have more than Smucks.
No, he's
Hereford.
the only one.
And then we've got donkeys. We have a mammoth donkey, a zebra. Let's see if I can get all these.
Another mammoth on the way.
Another mammoth donkey on the way. 2 camels. I already said the zebra.
Maybe a third.
2 tortoises. An emu. 1, 2, 3, 5 mini horses now? No, those aren't minis. Are they? Yes.
5.
So 5 mini horses. 3 large horses. What is June?
Percheron.
2 Percheron horses. So there's all these different names. So like I would just be like, yeah, I have 3 big ass horses and like 5 little ones. But like the 3, we have a Clydesdale and then 2 Percheron horses, which those are like the fucking mass. They're huge. But they're super sweet. He rescued June, and I don't know that she's going anywhere.
She's a sweetheart.
She's really, really sweet. All the rescue. Oh, and I forgot about Henry.
Oh.
We got sweet little Henry. He's actually my favorite. He's the one we rescued that had the hooves that were overgrown. He could barely walk. So I would say Henry's probably one of my favorites. Am I missing anyone? I feel like I'm forgetting. No. But so we have that's a legit farm.
A giraffe.
No, we're not getting a giraffe. I draw the line.
That'll be the last purchase.
You say that. If I could sit here and have $5 for every time he said, this is the last one, I promise, I'd be a millionaire. I could retire. Like he has said, this is the last one. No more. I'm like, yeah, right.
Then you get home and you like whatever I purchased.
But that's where it's tough, because I'm deep down, like I'm such an animal lover that's why I get mad when he brings one home without me knowing. I'm like, damn you, because then I come home and I'm like, fucking love him already. Like you can't. But it's fun. It is a lot of work. No matter what he says, it is work. But I don't do a lot of the manual labor. We've come to an agreement on that, and that makes everything easier. That he's like, fine, I'll do the work. Me and Kyler will go out there and we'll do the work, and you can come play when you want and pet them and do whatever. So any other challenges you want to talk about?
You're welcome.
Shut up. Thanks, Pooh Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Any other challenges? Come on,
They don't last long for me.
What, challenges?
Anything.
So
I move on to the next.
So I don't even know if I might just wait on that one. I was going to say sex, because that's a very big part of every relationship, and I know that everyone's probably like thinking the same thing, but I mean, we could probably just say like,
it's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster. It's not like every single night. Oh, it did that again. Look, do you see it froze? Don't move. Okay. I'm glad I caught it. All right, so back to what you were saying. I'm super sexy. What were you
Yes.
saying?
Perfect in every way.
We're talking about sex, and I already filmed a podcast episode with my girlfriends, which was much different talking to them about sex than it is sitting here talking to my husband about it. I would think that like most marriages for people who have been together for a while, they're probably all singing the same tune of, I mean, I'm sure he would be fine with 5 days a week. I would be fine with like
I might
maybe
be tired.
What? I don't know. Probably not.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, but
That's some effort.
sometimes it's a lot of effort. Other times it's not. But I think like
2-3 times a week would be.
that is a lot, I think.
I mean, that's
a lot.
that still gets to a point it might be work.
That's work. That's like another job.
1-2's perfect.
1 to 2. I go through spurts where I'm like, dude, I can do once a month. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, I can do once or twice a week. And then maybe the next week I like could be fine without it. But I think that that's normal. And that's why I kind of want to bring it up and talk about it, because I feel like it'll just give solace to at least one person, hopefully, that they're like, oh man, that's like me. Because sometimes it really does present challenges within the relationship because you have two people, and when one person is wanting something and not really feeling like they're either getting it or they're being, I guess, their dreams and desires aren't getting fulfilled, it can create arguments. So I don't want to skim over the fact and say that like we just laugh jovially about it all the time. There's times that we have discussions about it and I'm like, oh my God, I want to stop talking about it. But I do feel like I have to give some sort of direction with like how to handle that. And I mean, the only thing I would say is just communication. I will sit here and say that nothing that we don't do everything perfect, but what we do really well is we communicate. We've both always been very good at communicating. I don't know if that's just
It gets
luck.
better.
What?
Communication gets better.
Yeah. Well, I don't know though. Maybe sometimes it doesn't with other people. Ours has, but maybe it doesn't with some couples.
I just can't hold anything back, so it's
Correct.
easy.
That's what I was going to say. So we're exactly alike in the fact that like if something is bothering me, I want it out. I don't want to think about it. I want it resolved yesterday. And he's the same way.
You've grown into that.
Think so?
Yes.
No.
You used to bottle up and get mad and explode.
That's true. I did used to do that. Fair enough. Yeah. I've gotten better. God, you are just
You're glowing now.
like fucking rose blooming all over the place over here. Getting better and better. No, I have gotten better at that though. But I think that is like a really, really good tidbit to take away. So if something is truly bothering you, good or bad, doesn't have to be bad all the time. Good or bad, communicate. Say what you want. Say what you feel. Get it out. 9 times out of 10, you don't even know how your spouse or whoever is going to react. But it takes all the muck out of everything, because then you know how that person is feeling and you can address it and then move forward. So I will pat us on the back for communication. We're really good at that. What is your favorite personality trait about me? Most favorite. I know there's too many, so if you're having trouble picking just one.
Well, now it's just,
There's too many to choose from. You can't pick.
well, this new rose is blossoming here in front of me. It's giving me endless options.
What can I say? Fucking diamond in the rough over here.
I don't know how you put them all.
Listen to him, man. He's
Well, you're a hell of a mom, though, which pushes. Well, I'm hard ass,
yes.
so you ease.
He's bad cop. I'm good cop with the parenting.
Yes. Every year it seems I don't know, we're easier.
I agree with that.
So
I give less shits about things
Yeah.
that don't matter.
it's hard to just say, this is your best. So it's kind of.
That was a really good way to
I
put
don't
it.
know.
That was a nice way. That was
How
really
do you how do you put a word on?
perfection.
That's me. First off,
Shut the fuck up.
I'm about 92%.
So, how do you put a word on? What were you saying?
Well, you going for more now?
No,
or
I'm
what?
just kidding. That's good enough for me. I know what you're trying to say. My favorite personality trait about you is and this is hard
See,
for me
I'm
to-
rubbing off on you, though, because now you don't give a shit like I don't give a shit.
That's true.
You were so worried before.
Yeah, his, like, utter, I don't know how to say calmness or just, like, he literally just, he's someone who just fucking rolls with punches. And for being someone who was the exact opposite for my whole life, that took a lot of, like, adjusting. But now I feel like I am starting to get a lot better at that. So I would say that's probably my favorite personality trait about you, is that you just roll with shit. Like, I don't know. I'm never really worried about something happening because he's always like, it'll be fine. We'll figure it out. So that's
you can't keep trying to change every outcome when you don't have control.
But I'm a micromanager. I'm OCD. I have to have control. And that's why I struggle.
But you don't.
Correct. You're right. I don't.
So
you're right.
You waste a lot of time
correct
trying when there's the same outcome's going to happen no matter what.
You are right.
I know.
You are perfect.
I'll send you a bill.
I will take an invoice. I'm going to write that shit off. What's your least favorite personality trait?
Going to the end of the world.
Going to the end of the world.
Yeah.
I would have said that. My least favorite personality trait about Pooh Bear is maybe that, like,
stubborn ass.
No. I would say sometimes, and this is something also that he has been working on and getting better at, but, like, there are times where I feel like he not rushes purposely in a bad way, but, like, for instance, if I'm freaking out and I'm wanting to have this, like, breakout moment, I feel like sometimes he rushes me along the process and he's like, just come on, it's going to be fine. I'm like, just let me have my feelings. But he's getting a lot better at that. And I know what he means when he's trying to, like, usher me through that process. Like, quit wallowing here and get to here. Like he did the other day when he was like, okay, wake up, go to the gym. I don't fucking care how tired you are. Like, I needed to hear that. And then I felt better. I needed someone to tell me that. So thank you for that.
Oh yeah, now. Wow. 3 weeks later.
3 weeks later he got his
the whole community got everything that day, and
I know the community got it all.
I was left behind.
Let's see. Number one, I think I already said that, but I want to hear what you have to say. Number one piece of advice on how to keep marriage happy and healthy. I said communication.
Yeah. It's brutally honest, though.
Yeah?
You can't really...
Is there ever too much honesty, or no?
You can't ask me that.
He'll say no. He has always been like that. Like, brutally honest.
These shoes look good? Don't ask me that question.
Yeah. Anyone who, like, has known him, like, some of our older friends, they would be, like, laughing hysterically right now, like, oh yeah, that's him for sure. And what's interesting is that when people meet him, they either love him or they're like, oh my God, I don't like how forward you were.
Because they're scared of what the answer might be.
Because they don't, whatever the reason is. But
no, they're scared of what the reason might be.
I'm a little bit softer when we talk about these things than he is, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, he is incredibly brutally honest, and that's just him. He's been like that since I met him. So,
isn't it better?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I like to be sugar-coated, but it doesn't. I mean, you still have to get to the root, the meaning. So
then 2 days later, you're gonna come across the same path.
Correct. I know, but some people aren't ready for it. Sometimes I'm not ready for that truth. What was it? You said
don't ask the question.
You said something. Oh my God, that's what it was. So the other day I wasn't feeling well, and so I stayed home, and I was supposed to announce the Refer Friend Challenge, and so I announced it, and I did this video like from the bed.
Old crybaby came out that day.
I did this video from the bed, like announcing it, and I was cooking dinner, and he was like, "Okay, so I'm going to say something."
That sweatshirt was like $95.
That's my Memorial Charger sweatshirt.
I don't care shit what it is.
So I was making dinner, and he goes, "I'm going to say something and take it how you want it." And I'm like, "What?" And he was like, "Next time you, like, announce, like, a challenge, like, maybe don't be in the bed with, like, the pillow behind you." And I was like, it was one of those days. If you know, like, it was just one of those days. Normally I take shit he says.
I just take it as an excuse, though.
No, I was so sensitive that day. I was so hurt when he said that. I was like, oh my gosh, I like deleted it off my Instagram story and I was like, are you kidding me? He's like, I'm not saying all the time, like you can film from bed anytime, but like when you're announcing like a challenge, maybe just like, I don't know, throw a CWC tank on and walk outside and do it. And I was like, it just was like, that's a perfect example. Like I just was not ready for that at that
But if I didn't tell you, you'd do it again.
Correct.
So that's 2 bills I'm going to send you.
But I still, I don't disagree with it, but I still am just like, oh, well,
You try to make an excuse. It's raw and real. No, but
I
some
know.
things you have to present yourself if you want others to.
Thank you for pushing
Take
me
it.
and making me a better person. Emily, you're welcome for that.
No, she's welcome.
She's welcome. That's true. That's true. My sister has said that many times. Someone asked, where's the craziest place we had sex?
Top of a tall wall.
And that was when we were in high
We
school.
were young. Top of a roof.
No, the wall was probably the craziest. There was like this
40-foot wall.
40-foot brick wall. I don't remember where it was. Like across the street from his house in a neighborhood that like was being built or something. I don't even remember. And we got there and I was like, where are we going? And it was like a wooded area up top that was sketch. Like it was not like you could just walk. Like there was a fucking 40-foot drop off. And I was like, holy shit. And so I mean I won't go further and give the dirty details, but that's probably the craziest place I would say. See, I get out of the box. You're lucky.
Past tense?
Hey.
Hey.
Better than none at all. Right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, tattoos.
You're welcome again.
He plans most of my tattoos.
She'd have
not
like
all of them.
You'd have like a goldfish or a dog
I would have
bone or
a fucking portrait of Freddie Mercury on my body if it weren't for this man. He will not allow me to get a Freddie Mercury portrait. But I will say that he's kind of orchestrated and planned most of the tattoos on my body. So I can take credit for them because I put the fucking effort in getting them done. But like my back, I think we both found that. He planned like my arms, like both of my sleeves. He essentially planned a lot of that.
But one bad decision will mess all that up.
Well, and so I will just say that like, so I started my neck. I'm actually going next week to finish. We're blacking out right there. But I had wanted a skull on the front of my neck. And he was like, no. And I was like, it's my body. Like, that's what I want. He was like, okay, I'm all for obviously like hardcore tattoos. Like you're covered. But like I draw the line. Like that's too much. Like you don't need a fucking skull right there on your neck. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he was like, no. So we compromised. And this took a long time. Like
No, I think I just wore you out and you finally
yeah, he wore me out. He kept looking for things and I'd be like, no, I fucking hate that. I'm not putting that on my body. Everyone else has it. And like with me, it's all about like individuality. Like I don't want something that like everybody has. Like I don't want a koi fish. Like I don't want like.
What's wrong with the koi fish?
He has a koi. Everyone fucking does it. I don't want something that everybody fucking does. And so I want to be super different. And so it took a very long time and he did. He found this design and I was like, yes, I love that. So nothing is on my body that like I don't absolutely love, but he did kind of orchestrate most of it. I'm not really like a normal chick when it comes to like picking out stuff. We're getting ready to build our house. And even when we built the last house, like everybody was like asking me, oh, where did you get that tile? And where'd you get that countertop? I'm like, oh, fucking no. I didn't pick anything. Like I didn't do shit. He picked all of it. The whole damn house. He basically interior decorated the whole house. He's going to do it with our next house too. A, I don't care. B, like, I don't know that like, I don't know. I'm just
It'll take too long worrying about
what?
Worry about what color you want here. I'll just take care of it and it's over with.
Correct. And if I had the option, I would spend days and months worrying about it.
I just do it and go.
Yeah, that makes it.
Next question.
But that makes it easy. Next question. Yeah, I used to not even like pick my clothes out. I would put something on and he'd be like, "You're gonna wear that?" I'm like, "Well, what should I wear?" He'd be like, "Those shoes look really silly." And I
still do it.
I still do. I had something on the other day, boots. I had boots on with something and he was like, why are you wearing those shoes with that? And I was like, I think it looks cute. He was like, no. Again, with the brutal honesty. What do I do that drives you crazy? Micromanage.
Pick your nails.
Oh, yes. He hates... I'm a nail picker and a nail biter, and that is
It's
like...
a noise.
That is his ultimate pet peeve. And so I think, like, there was one night where you went somewhere. He was, like, gone overnight, which is very rare. And I was laying in bed, and I found myself, like, trying to be quiet with picking, and then I was like, fuck, he's not here! I just started railroading my nails, like, just
That
chewing them.
you can't multitask while you're on the phone.
What do you mean?
If you're doing whatever you're doing, you can't multitask.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, like if I'm reading?
Anything.
Well, yeah, but if I'm
no,
reading
texting, whatever. If I ask you something, you're just like, huh? Huh?
So, what you do that drives me crazy, which this is across the board. This isn't just like a him thing.
That's probably a small little...
I can't stand the sound of people fucking eating or drinking. It makes me like murderous. So like...
What?
No lie. Like I don't normally... He gets up and goes like normally before we're up and getting ready. So there was like a couple mornings where like he slept in or something, it was raining. And I was up and he was eating cereal in the kitchen. And I was like, could you not? And he was like, what? I'm just eating. And I'm like, I can't listen to this. Like, that's been something I've had my whole life. I've heard that it is like an actual like disorder or whatever, that like if you can't stand the sound of people chewing or drinking. I've been like that since I was little. It used to bother me when my friends did it. I never said anything, but I can't take it. It makes me crazy. And I talked to Ashley Sides about it, and she was like, oh my God, when my husband is eating, I want to like smash his face against the wall. I'm like, me too. So that's...
Eating everything?
That's... Not
cereal.
Not everything. It's like when he eats cereal, he like takes a bite and then he like slurps the milk and then crunches and then like
No. You have it all wrong.
How do I have it wrong?
I'm just trying to eat and get out. So faster's better. And if you just be patient, it'd be over in like, I don't know, 3 minutes. And you bitch at me and it takes 6 minutes. So it's your own fault why it lasted so long.
But that's really not something like, that's just eating.
So if you had just been like, it'd have been done.
Maybe I'll just like walk in the other room and let you eat and just...
Or give me 30 seconds and I'll probably be done.
I can't hear it. It makes me crazy.
I'm eating cereal every day from now on.
God, fuck. Okay, I think we answered most of these. What do we fight about the most? I think we talked about that. We don't
fight a lot.
I don't feel like we really fight a lot. We have obviously disagreements and arguments, but I wouldn't say that we fight. We do. Not like in a like crazy way, though. We both are just very much like, I don't... It's pretty fucking easy, I will say. I feel like most men, not all, are pretty fucking easy. But we women are just, I'm sorry.
Could you imagine counseling? I just sit here.
No, I wouldn't be able to do that.
I just sit here.
That's why I think like... At one point, my old therapist was like, I think I want to have your husband in here. And I'm like, why? Like, what's the point? Like, I'm here to talk about, like, my own shit. Like, I don't need what? And I was like, he would literally just sit here. And he would sit and nod his head the whole time. Like, he would not even, I don't know. I don't think people realize just quite how, like Cynthia thinks you're, like...
Maybe you should write a book about me.
A robot. No.
What?
He's easy. The end. Like, there's the book.
Bestseller.
Dreams for the farm/family. Well, that was a conversation we had with the kids, and mainly Kyler because he was older at the time. And, you know, before we really invested and started adding more animals to the farm, that was what we asked. Like, because at the time he was like, well, can I play this? Can I play that? And we were like, do you want to do sports or do you want to have a farm? Like, we got to choose. We can't do both. Like, there is just no way.
Now he can do high school stuff. Anything he wants to do at school, he can do it.
Yeah. Just not like, and I mean, I think that we
can't go to TSC 3 days a week.
No.
4 games on the weekend.
No. But we both did that. Like, we both went there, got the fucking bumper sticker. Like, we traveled all the time. Like, that's all I remember from my childhood. It was being in a minivan with like other families driving to soccer tournaments, which at the time I was a kid, I didn't.
It's still not a bad thing.
No, I had a great time. Like, as I loved it, but I know for me as a parent,
missed out on.
I
had friends that didn't play sports that were at the lake every weekend.
I guess it's just it's what you choose to do. Well, I mean, I'm sure that sports are still fun and they can do whatever. It's to each their own. Whoever wants to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Kyler. Did that fucking freeze? No, it didn't. Okay. So, yeah, they both were like, we want more farm animals. And I will sit here and say, like, Kyler does a lot. Like, he goes and feeds, he waters, he picks up stuff.
But they also lose animals.
Yes, and that's a really hard part of...
No, it's life.
Yes, but it's still hard. It doesn't ever get easy.
It's gonna happen.
Yes.
Like, we lost an emu. 3 days ago.
3 days ago. That was terrible. That was terrible.
We went and buried.
Yeah, there's been a couple of losses on the farm that hit harder than others. But I mean, like, it sucks because, like, the first one that happened, I was freaking out, and it was like, I think his mom, because she has a farm too, she was like, this is unfortunately is like part of farming. Like, it's
and then Caroline went to the normal, sell everyone.
Yeah, I don't want to go through that again. Oh my God, it was awful. But like, it's part of it. And
kids learned.
Yeah, I mean, they get to see more. Yeah. It's not a fun part, but it is part of it. But that's just what comes with it. But the farm is... I mean, that's kind of like
we got to witness a baby being born.
That was really cool. I was really excited.
And we still went to school the next day.
I know. We were up so late. That next day was rough. But we got to see a baby calf being born, and it was so freaking cool. Like, I've always wanted to see, like, in person, up close, that happen, and I had never seen it. And so when one of our cows went into labor, I was like, I don't care if I stay up till 5 a.m. Like, I'm watching this happen. And it was so freaking cool. And now she's super spunky. Her name's Jessie's girl, because her mom's name is Jessie. All right, well, Pooh Bear, I think we talked about everything, unless there's something you want to say. We talked about everything on my list. Anything else you want to add? Might have to have you on for a follow-up episode. The people like you.
We know that answer.
Seriously, those are
probably not as outgoing as you, but
no, you're definitely not as loud as me either. Which I should probably have that scooched away. So, if you guys have any questions for both of us, or maybe you just have a question for Pooh Bear and not me, you can click
start my own community.
Oh my God. Shut up.
Community with Pooh Bear.
Oh, that's going to be a fucking smash hit.
Might put you out of business.
Right?
Yep.
Then I can sit at home and play with the cows all day.
Yeah.
But I do want to say before, I was getting ready to like do the little exit thing. We are currently living in a mobile home, and it's
lovely.
Super great.
It wouldn't be bad if it was just me and you.
Well, don't say that, but like...
No, I'm just saying if it was...
Size-wise, like, we're kind of on top of each other.
If we didn't have kids and dogs, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, we have
it's
a single wide. And so, with 2 rambunctious kids, 2 adults, and then 2 dogs, like, we are... Like, there's no privacy.
So it's supposed to rain this week, and it's going to be fantastic.
We'll be inside the whole time. Kids will probably be playing their video games. We'll be watching movies. But yeah, that's what happens when it rains, because you can't go out and we have nowhere to go. But we are getting ready to start building our next dream house. I know that we've already built one and then ended up selling it. But this one's going to be really fucking cool. It's going to be way different. I've posted a couple pictures because people were asking what it was going to look like. And so we're actually going to have like a documented process of it. And of course, I will post millions and millions of updates as we go along. Because basically... Our friend is building it. Shaf. Is it? I don't know the name of his company, and I don't want to say it wrong. Shaf El Khoury is building our house, and the name of his business is Iron side.
What?
What is it?
Iron style?
Don't make me say it wrong. Iron style homes. Is that it? Okay. I almost said Trinity Brick. Oh my God. That was his old company.
That's who he worked. He sold brick for.
Iron Style Homes is building our house, and it's going to be so fucking badass, and I cannot wait till I can do this in my shower again. I was showering this morning at 5 o'clock, and I was like this, like hitting my fucking elbow on the glass shower door. It's the worst. What's been the most challenging part of living in a mobile home for you?
We used to shower together.
I know.
Every night.
I missed that.
Now if we attempt that, it's
Oh my God.
it's interesting.
We're like sardines in a can like this. I'm like, oh, wash right there.
I don't complain.
Like in Captain Ron. Do you know what part I'm talking about, that movie?
No.
No, he doesn't know. Oh, that was a really funny part of that movie. Anyway, if you guys have questions, we're going to be showing you the process of the build. It's going to be really exciting. We should be started. I'm going to get on his ass as soon as we stop filming about getting that on show on the road. So click the link underneath my link tree. You can contact me directly if you have burning questions for Pooh Bear or myself or both of us. And next episode will be the 20th episode of the CWC podcast. Isn't that cool?
Wonderful.
It's really wonderful. All right, that's it. And we'll see you guys later. Say bye.
See ya.
See ya. Thank you for checking out the CWC podcast. If you want to learn more about our community, make sure to check out the show notes.